Hello everyone. In this video, we're going to look at how to calculate weighted average shares when there are stock dividends and stock split. So the idea is that with stock dividend, you will issue more stock, so there will be more shares outstanding, and the same thing with stock split. Now, if there is a stock split in one period and the company is reporting 2 or 3 periods going backward, the earnings per share reported are going to be affected by this, although the performance may still be similar. Okay, so what the company needs to do is to move backward to the beginning of the year that it is reported. Let's say the company is reported X1, X2, and X3. So they will have to move backward to the beginning of year one to calculate the weighted average shares outstanding with the stock dividend and stock split. So when they calculate the earnings per share for year one, year two, and year three, the stock split and the stock dividend doesn't affect only the year it happens, but we assume that it already happened since the beginning of the year one. So all the calculation will be consistent. Okay, so then the earnings per share will be comparable between year one, year two, and year three. So let's take a look at our example here. Vance Corporation begins operation in January, year one, and issues 5,000 shares of common stock. So from January through November is going to be one amount. Why? Because on December 10, now the real company will use probably daily data, but for our simplification, we assume monthly data. On December 10 year one, it issues a 2-for-1 stock split. So we have two different period here, January through November, which is 11 months, and December itself, which is 1/12. So January through November, there are 5,000 shares. No more issuance during that period. So actual shares outstanding, no issuance during that period. Actual shares outstanding is 5,000 shares, and that's going to be 11 months out of 12. That's the fraction. Okay, we will leave these three columns blank for now. And then in December, it started with 5,000 shares. Okay, and then the company's stock split 2-to-1. Yeah, 2-to-1. That means they will issue additional 5,000 because of the stock split. And then the actual shares outstanding becomes 10,000. Okay, that's for December. And then we move to year two. At the beginning of January, they start with 10,000 shares from the end of December here. And then on June 1st, it issues 5,000 shares of common stock. So January, February, March, April, May, there is no change. Stay 10,000 shares. But in June, they will issue 5,000 more shares. So beginning of June, they start with 10,000 and then they issued additional 5,000. Okay, so total actual share is 15,000 shares during June and July. Why? Because in August 9, but let's assume August, it issues 20% stock dividend. So we start August with 15,000. And then we will issue, or the company will issue 20% of that as stock dividend, 3,000 shares. So now the number of shares becomes 18,000 shares. Okay, and then that's until September. So I should put here 1/12. The fraction January, February, March, April, May is 5/12. June, July is 2/12. August, September is 2/12. And finally, from October to December, in October, they issue 2,000 shares. So they start with 18,000 and then they issue 2,000 shares. Okay. The total shares outstanding for October, November, and December, which is 3 months out of 12, is 20,000 shares. Okay, so you see that the time weighted here is 12 months, 1 year for year 1, 12 months, 1 year for year 2. So we're good. Okay, now there are 2 events here. In August, the company issued 20% additional shares because of the stock dividend. And then the December 30th, December year 1, they stock split the company shares. Okay, so for these 2 events, in order for consistency, we have to assume all this happened at the beginning of January year 1. So anything that happened before this stock dividend will have to be multiplied by 1.2. Okay, that will be multiplied by 1.2. That will be multiplied by 1.2. And that will be multiplied by 1.2. Okay, so assume all those stocks receive 20% more due to stock dividends. Okay, and then this one, forward, they already are affected by the stock split. The one that is not affected by the stock split is this one, the January through November. So we have to adjust that. We have to multiply by 200% because the stock split is 2 to 1. Okay, so those are the adjustments that we need to do for the stock dividends, 20%, and stock split, 100%. Okay, so we multiply by 120% and 200%. Then we can calculate the assumed shares outstanding equals 5,000 times 1.2 times 2, that's 12,000. For 11 months, we can calculate the weighted 11,000 shares equivalent. And then this period, December year 1, is 10,000 times 1.2. That's also 12,000. Okay, the weighted is 1,000 shares. And when we add those two, okay, the weighted average common shares for year 1 is 12,000 shares. Now let's move to year 2. For the period of January through May, we have to multiply 10,000 shares times 1.2, 12,000. That's for 5 months. Okay, 5,000 equivalent. And then for the period of June and July, we have to multiply 15,000 shares times 1.2. That's 18,000 for 2 months out of 12, which is 1/6. You can multiply that, equivalent to 3,000 shares. And then August and September, 18,000. Oh, sorry, should be here. No adjustment, so we use 18,000 because that's the month that the stock dividend happens. So 1/6 or 2 months out of 12 times 18,000. And finally, October through December, no adjustment because the adjustment move backward, not forward. 20,000 equals October, November, December, 3 months out of 12, which is 1/4, times 20,000, 5,000 shares. And when we add those, we have 16,000 shares weighted average common shares outstanding for year 2. So we have 12,000 for year 1, we have 16,000 for year 2. Those are the denominators we use to calculate the earnings per share. And that's how we make these adjustments for the stock dividends and for the stock split. Okay, thank you for watching.